Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play series for Football Manager 2023. Today is the day before the game officially launches. We're still in beta. I haven't actually played any of the beta. I just haven't had time. So my first experience with this game will be effectively starting tomorrow once the game really releases. But I want to go ahead and give a little bit of a preview of who we're going to be playing as for this save. We're going to be doing something quite a bit different from last season. Last season, we jumped around to a lot of different teams and had a lot of fun, honestly. And I think we were very successful in the last 2022 save. This season, we're going to be sticking with one team the entire way through and just trying to work our way up from the bottom to the top, kind of a little bit, I guess, what they call it, a non-league to a legend type of thing, or maybe something like that, or like non-league to, I don't know, whatever the save is called normally. I'll probably write something up in the blurb, but effectively starting at the very bottom tier of a country and working our way up, hopefully win everything for that country at the top level, as well as any continental competitions, things like that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. But before I do that, I do want to ask, because this is the first episode of a brand new series, please like the video if you like these types of content. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you know when new content comes up. Comment below, consider supporting the channel, becoming a channel member, all the stuff that you would normally do to help support the channel in general, because that really helps me out a lot and I really do appreciate it. But let's go ahead and get into this. So here we are. We're going to be playing as Kansas. No, so this is where I live in the United States, in the case that wasn't clear. Specifically, I live in this state right here, Colorado. It's one of the rectangular states in the United States. As you can see, Colorado has lots of green areas, lots of mountains, lots of forests, lots of good stuff. And I specifically live right here in Colorado Springs. In fact, I can see Pikes Peak from outside my window. So really close to the mountains. In fact, I am currently at, look at my altimeter on my phone. I'm right at 6,800 feet of elevation where I live. So I live a little bit higher than even Denver. I think Denver's, they call it the Mile High City. A lot of Denver's at right at that 5,200 foot area. I'm a bit above that, actually. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because what we're going to play as, the team we're going to play as, has some similar elements to Colorado. So we're not going to be playing in the United States. That's not going to happen. Maybe someday, but not right now. We're going to be playing in England, as you probably can imagine, because England has got the most thorough, at least represented within the Football Manager game, kind of pyramid league, what all that stuff. The leagues are further down. There's more for us to do. And specifically, we're going to be coming up here kind of, I guess, the north central, or whatever you want to call this area of England. And if we zoom in a little bit more, we've got Manchester, we've got Birmingham, and we've got Sheffield. And then we've got this Peak District National Park. And inside Peak District National Park, we have a little town called Buxton. And Buxton just happens to have a football team that just got promoted to the Vanarama National North this last season. First time. This is their best placement ever for this football team. And they also have the unique, I guess, factoid or whatever, a unique thing that their football stadium is the highest football stadium. According to Wikipedia, their football stadium is the highest football stadium in England. It's only at 1,000 foot altitude. So compared to my 6,800 feet, it's quite a bit lower, but still, I guess, compared to the rest of England, it's up there. So 1,000 foot altitude is their football stadium. In fact, if we zoom in here, we'll very quickly see where they're at. Buxton actually has been around since 1877. They originally came off of their cricket team, which I think this is their cricket area right over here. But here's their football team right here, the football club, Buxton Football Club. There is their stadium. One tiny little stands over here. I think the rest of it's just standing room only. In fact, we can even zoom in a little bit here to probably see a little bit more of what their stadium actually looks like. It's not much, guys. It is not much. They literally just made their way up into the ranks here. We can see a little bit of a peek in there of the football stadium there at Buxton Football Club. One of the big reasons why I wanted to go ahead and go with Buxton is because I kind of like their icon. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that from here. Can we see their icon? Yeah, so they got this cool little, they're called the Bucks. So they got this cool, I guess, buck, this deer, sitting right there, which I thought was pretty cool. So here we are. The Silverlands is the name of their stadium in Buxton. And let's go ahead and get into the game itself. And we will see. Here we are. Buxton, Hire, and Broyar. I also, of course, like the fact that they're blue. That's kind of partial to that color for the channel. Have eyebrows been raised? Of course, eyebrows have been raised. Eyebrows have been being raised for many years now, I guess, in Football Manager. But Buxton have today confirmed the appointment of David Broyar as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the inexperienced 40-year-old. Hey, don't rub in my face how old I am. Come on now, that's not fair. He is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at the Silverlands. Broyar has been pen to paper on a one-year deal worth £42,000 per year. That is actually impressive. I think that's about actually, I think it's actually right about $48,000, which is more than I got paid at my current job when I got hired, 10 years ago. I've been there for 10 years, to be fair. So I've gone through a lot of promotions since then. But honestly, £42,000 or $48,000, whichever way you want to look at it, is pretty respectable. I'm actually pretty impressed with that for a team this far down. But let's go ahead and get into this. I have not even looked at this. Actually, I just realized the font's a little bit low. I will increase that font. Actually, can I do that now? No, cannot. We'll increase the font later. Make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. As you can see, we are still on the other beta version, but that will change as of tomorrow when I actually start recording episodes. I just wanted to get a look at the teams. We're not actually going to play any games or do anything like that. So we do have a £600,000 per year wage budget. I do want to go ahead and split that up and make it per week probably. Transfer budget's £5,000. So we actually have a transfer budget at this level, which is pretty cool. 4,000 capacity stadium, which is not much. In fact, I think of that, 490 of it is seated. So you'll be standing a lot, I guess, or I guess bringing your own chair or something like that. I don't know how that works. But yeah, we are officially in the Vanarama National North. Their media prediction is actually 12th out of 24 teams. That's pretty impressive. They did just win the Premier Division. They were first in the Premier Division, which is the league just below what's represented in Football Managers. That's League 7. Not to be confused with the Premier League, obviously. Premier Division is part of the Northern Premier League in Tier 7 of English football. Like I said, 1877 was when they were founded. They are called, I guess, the Bucks, I think is what they're called. Let's go ahead and get to the next page here. Here is their team. Currently, they're playing a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, we'll mess around with this a little bit. We'll see what we want to do with any of this. Actually got a loanee from Filed. Okay, cool. They want us to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. Really interesting. So we're definitely going to be grooming some youngsters here. Work within the wage budget. That's normal. Grow the club's reputation. Absolutely. That is definitely part of the goal. They want us to reach the Vanarama North playoffs in the current season. They have really high hopes for this team. Wow. Considering they just got promoted from the previous league, this is the best position they've ever been in what, 150 years, something like that, 145 years. And yet they already want to go ahead and spin that into a Vanarama National North playoff spot. Wow. Reach the FA Cup proper as well. Okay. Be competitive in the FA Trophy. I'm sorry. Is this part of the 5-year plan? No, this is all. I guess I've only got the 1 year to try and do this. And then they want us to win promotion to the Vanarama National proper next season. What? They are very bold here. I like it. I mean, I that's my plan too, quite frankly. I want to get promoted to the national out of the North as soon as possible. I'm just surprised to see them do it. Most teams usually have lower expectations than what I personally have. Strive to make quick progress on and off the pitch. Yeah, I mean, this is get the better of our rivals Matlock if we happen to play against them. I don't think we'll play against them because they're not in our league. I don't think I saw them at least, but we'll see. We'll go through some of this other stuff later, but I just wanted to kind of get into the game. We'll go ahead and save our save here. And yeah, here we are. 0 career stats. Currently, well, only 8th because of it's currently alphabetical. But let's see what we've got in a squad. Actually, before I do that, can I change the font just a smidge? Just go up to maybe 110. I think that's a little bit better for you guys to see, hopefully. Let me see. Is 120 too big? I also want to turn down the volume quite a bit. This might work. Let's go with 120 for now. We'll see. If I get tired of it or we don't like it, we'll see what we can do. All right. Well, let's see what the squad's got here. I'm going to skip the squad induction. I don't think that's anything new, unless I'm misremembering what all they've added to 2023. I know there's some recruitment stuff that they've added, so we might dig into that later. But here is the squad. Oh, actually, there is some squad, I think, information that we're going to be able to see this a little bit different. How do I see... And that might be what's different. How do I see... Oh, the squad planner, right? I need to create a tactic first. Okay. Well, I don't want to create a tactic first because... Okay, fine. I'll just create a tactic based off of what one of my people thinks is good. Just so we can get a tactic in here. Sure. Yes. I'm just going to get something set up. Sounds good. All right, cool. I didn't really mean to do this. Can I skip this? Does that skip? Let's skip. Okay. I'm pretty sure we know how to set up a tactic at this point. All right, so there's our tactic. We've got a tactic. Can I go to the squad planner now? Okay, now I can go to the squad planner. So, show all positions. Okay. Show full squad view. So this is a little bit different. A little bit, it's rotated. I'm not sure if there might be a way to flip it back to what we're used to, but we can even see what we're going to have for next season and things like that. So this is pretty cool. This is actually, there's a lot of good information here for us to dig into. It's going to take me a bit probably offline to dig into some more of this and be able to kind of understand it fully. We have 4 what's considered experienced players. These guys are all above 32 years of age. We have several players in their peak level, which is probably why the expectations are so good, because a lot of our players are at that level. Emerging, we got several there, and then we've got a few that are in development. Okay. Position view. Okay, that's just based on each position specifically. Got it. So if we go back to the planner, we can close that out. So now we're just looking at goalkeepers. So, how do I want to do this? Probably just look at the squad view, full squad view for now. And I'm actually going to go ahead and change this to, I guess we'll just leave it at that. I was going to try and see if I can show all positions here. If I show, if I go back here and then show, isn't there a way to show all positions here somewhere? There we go. Show all positions, full squad view. There we go. That's what I'm kind of looking for. Okay, so we have a couple decent strikers. We've got Scott Bowden here, and we've got Diego Di Girolamo. Where are you from, buddy? Italy. Okay. Why does it keep changing that? I don't want to stay. I want it to stay where I had it, please. So we got a couple good strikers. Honestly, even Jason Gilchrist is good enough that if we wanted to run like a pair of strikers, he could be a good backup for us, it looks like. Is this only going to show the best 3? It is only showing the best 3. So we still also have Jack McKay as well. So that's something we'll have to get used to, the fact that it only shows 3 at a time. I guess we could do something like we could remove people. For example, if we were to move Bowden out of there, then we'll see. Okay, so we can see everybody else there better. Good to know. I don't really see the option to choose which of our coaches is giving us the report. So I assume it's just a good report based off of somebody that knows what they're talking about. Actually showing Jack McKay as a better player than Gilchrist even. Wonder why he's listed further down. Is that a current versus potential kind of thing? Because he's at 3. No, he's showing it better here. Why is he further down? Oh, is it just literally ranking him farther? Oh, we can actually change this how we want to change it. Okay. All right. This is all different. Bear with me. This is all different. Okay, cool. In fact, I actually think because he's got a little bit more development and he's a younger player. I mean, okay, we'll leave Scott Bowden as first just because he has the experience. But Diego does look like he'll be coming up pretty quickly there behind him. If we turn off the filter, can we bring back, what's his name, into this list? Don't see how... I guess I can add from the senior squad attackers. Scott Bowden back in here. And we'll bring Scott Bowden back up to the top. I do think Jack McKay does go ahead of Gilchrist. I'm not sure of what the reasoning is to put him below him, but we'll go with that. And we'll kind of go through some of these. Okay, attacking midfielder centers. We do have several players that can play this spot. Serhat Tazdemir here. Player from Azeri. I've actually never heard of that. And of course, we got Harry Bunn here. Got a decent amount of experience from him. Tom L. Honestly, we've got several attacking midfielders. Okay, let's go back to the show full squad view here. So, I mean, we could play somebody as... I think that's why they're playing 4-2-3-1. And in fact, I could even see... Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm showing all players, but we see in the darker kind of blackish here compared to the blue. And I'm sorry if my camera's covering up some of this. Let me remove that for just a little bit. Not that you're missing anything over here because it's the same players across all of these. The cool thing about this is that it shows our current formation, but also shows all the other spots as well. But, I mean, this does make sense that a 4-2-3-1 would be pretty decent for us. We've got Connor Kirby, who can play as a good, strong midfielder. He can also play as a really good defensive midfielder. Mason Goodridge comes from... Is that his best position? That appears to be his best position. So, playing him back there. Jake Molt. Jake Molt doesn't come in here anywhere else, does he? Okay, he can play as midfielder as well. So, we could play Connor Kirby, Jake Molt, maybe Tom Elliott as midfielders. Tom Elliott's best play spot is as an attacking midfielder, however. And if we do that, Connor Kirby, and we've got three, like I said, good players back here for the defensive midfield, which looks pretty good. In fact, we've actually got all the way down to a fourth player down here. And technically, we've got a developing player here. Well, I say developing. He's 27 years old. He's only 2 stars. He still has potential, but I can't imagine he's got that much more potential coming in at 27 years of age. But technically could pull his weight back there. So, no, I actually feel like the 4-2-3-1 is probably the formation we do want to go with. So it turns out our coach was correct. We've got a good defensive guy back here in Sean Brisley. Sean Newton probably plays as our left back. Luke Burke, probably plays as our right back. That makes sense as well. And that leaves Sean Brisley and I guess Josh Granite in our defensive center spot. With Levi Ando here, who is developing. 22 years old. He does have still quite a bit of development ahead of him. So I think he will actually reach that. Our goalkeeper's honestly fine. 3-star goalkeeper back here. Theo Richardson. 23 years old, actually young. So he can actually still develop a bit himself. And then who's our other one? Matthew Hudson, also 23 years of age. Also with the 4-star potential development. So either one of these guys could become the goalkeeper that we actually want in the long run. I do think, like I said, 4-2-3-1 does look like exactly what we were looking for. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. As far as the where we're at, so let's go look at competitions. Vanarama National North. So again, here we are, Vanarama National North. I think this is one of the biggest number of teams. So the Vanarama National League also has 24. No, but I guess 24 is pretty common, all the way up, isn't it? Except for the English Premier, which only is 20. So I thought for some reason I was thinking the North had more players. Maybe it has in the past. I think it doesn't fluctuate some. Maybe I'm misremembering from. It's been a while since I've actually played in this level of England, a couple seasons actually. And I'm not, obviously I've talked to this before. I'm not super familiar with football things other than what I've learned in this game. So there you go. But here's the teams we're going to be facing up against. Spennymoor, I'm pretty familiar with them, seen them quite a bit. Leamington, Kings Lynn, Kidderminster, Kettering. We've seen all these guys. Gloucester, Fylde, Farsley, Darlington, Curzon, Ashton. I mean, we have seen all of these. At least I have. I think a few years back, I think for like 18 or 19, FMA 18 or 19, I might have started to save with... I know I started to save one time with my own custom team. And then I think I also started to save with Salford at one point. And got them all the way up to actually where they're at today, which is... Oh, no, I think I got them to Sky League 1. I can't remember exactly, but they used to be in the Vanarama National North, and I played as them before. That was actually a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that save quite a bit. But I didn't quite finish it, didn't quite get them all the way to the top. So hopefully that's the plan with Buxton is to see if we can get them all the way to the top. Obviously, their stadium that they have currently is not going to be good enough. I thought about playing as Banbury, who is another team that just got promoted up. Honestly, it would have been fine. I mean, it would have been just, a team that would have been funny to see in the Premier League, quite frankly. I love their logo here. It looks kind of funny, to be honest. I don't mean to make fun of it. If you're a fan of Banbury United, I'm not making fun of it. It's kind of it's not a very, what's the best way to put it? Compared to some of the logos of the teams in the Premier League, it doesn't look quite like at that level. Let's put it that way. I think if you were really this team and you really made it to the Premier League, you might get a little bit of a logo overhaul at some point along the way, just to make it a little more, vibe with the kind of that level. But no, they're fine. But I really do like the logo for Buxton. I like this buck here. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've got, as far as leagues we've got turned on, we have Wales. Just the main ones we have is Wales, England, Northern Ireland, and Scotland, because those are Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland as well. So we've got those 5 because those are kind of nearby. Kind of some of those leagues are around our level, maybe even a little bit lower in some cases. So we should be able to get some good players from them. I did, of course, also threw in the other 4 big nations: France, Germany, Spain, and Italy. We'll see if as we go up the ranks, hopefully we can bring in some players from some of those teams as well along the way. Here is our kits. We got this darkish blue. I actually kind of like that kit. And then we got this, I guess, pink. Honestly, looks fine. Nothing wrong with that. They're semi-professional, which does mean we do not have the same amount of training, or is it preseason or something like that? I forget exactly how semi-professional comes into play, but I remember it's something, and we don't sign contract players, do we? Or am I misremembering how that works? Or is that just purely amateur? Let's see. If we go look at contract info. Nope. No, these guys are actually on full contracts. Is there like an amateur level below semi-pro that is you're only allowed to sign per game contract, something like that? So it's not any official contracts. And I remember we used to have such a nightmare of a time because I think it was when I was playing Kidderminster for a little bit last season or the season before. We had a terrible time trying to hold on to the young players because as soon as they got good, they weren't held to a contract anymore half the time. So it was really, really hard for us to hold on to people. But no, it looks like we got some good proper contracts here. Although a lot of these expire at the end of next year. Is that just because it wasn't simulated that they wouldn't go any further than that? Or is that literally how these guys are currently set up in real life? I mean, only one player is actually going to make it past the end of next year. And that is, nope, I was wrong. I saw another one. Where did it go? There we go. Sam Osborne and Scott Bowden are the only 2 players I see that are going past the end of next year. As far as anything else, we do have, if we go look at, where is it? Facilities. As you can expect at this level, poor training facilities, poor youth facilities. Youth level is 0, so we're really not going to get much from our youth teams until we get a little bit further along. Apparently, we are on a synthetic surface. It's in perfect condition. That's good, I guess. Yeah. I mean, that is that. 4-year stadium sponsorship deal at 4.5K. Anything else? What about finances? Check the finances here. Our overall current projection is that we will be losing a whole lot of money. Oh my. Losing into the millions at this level is not great. So even though our wage budget looks pretty good, I don't know that we want to I'm going to go to weekly. I don't know that we want to mess with that too much. So if I go off the screen and come back, it should change. Yep, there we go. 11,540 pounds per week. It's honestly, that's a lot. And we're using almost all of it. We're already currently spending 11,240. We've only got 300 pounds per week of cushion here. And compared to most of the other players, I mean, that's basically mid-level and down, basically, more or less. These guys down here, we could maybe get one more of these types of players, but unlikely. Honestly, I don't think we want to press our luck too much with any pickup. So I don't expect to pick up anybody before this first game, our first set of stuff. Do we know what our games are yet? We do have friendlies already scheduled. In fact, we've got one against the Buxton second 11 here. coming up. And then we've got a few friendlies, which I might actually redo these because I'm not sure if I like this or not. I don't know. Saturday games is fine, honestly. So that might be okay. I just don't want to go too crazy. I don't want any more than that. And then our first game of the season will be against Peterborough Sports, and then Curzon Ashton. And we get right into this thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know I kind of went through quite a bit of stuff. I wanted to make sure we looked at the squad, kind of see what we've got. I think, like I said, 4-2-3-1, at least to start with, is going to be the formation we're going to be sticking with for now. We'll play around with the squad planner a little bit. I'll probably play around with that a little bit on my own and bring you guys back once I've kind of figured a few things out. You guys might have already know more about this than I do because you probably have watched all the FM videos that have come out. I just haven't had time, to be perfectly honest. But I'm going to play around with this quite a bit and see what I can come up with. Maybe tweak the tactic a little bit, but honestly, more or less, I think I'm pretty happy with the formation. Man, it would not be Football Manager without yawns, guys. What is it about Football Manager that makes me yawn? No other game does this to me. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this, and I'll get into the training later. I'll come back to you. In fact, I'm just gonna leave it right there. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about a run through the English leagues? Hopefully we can get there without too much trouble. This is gonna be the main save, maybe the only save for this season, 2023, depending on how long it actually takes us. If we get there pretty quickly, we might try something else. But for right now, this is it. I'm not one of the YouTubers that does like multiple saves and all that kind of stuff. This is our save. And I'm actually looking forward to it a lot because I really wanted to stick with the same team, because that was one of the things about Glory Hunter, that it was a whole lot of fun, but we were only at teams for a couple years, and we get used to players, we enjoy players, and then we move on. And I really wanted to stick it out at a team and kind of have something like this in place. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys watching. I guess I could turn my camera back on. I could have turned it back on a long time ago. You could have seen my face this whole time. I do appreciate you guys watching, though. May God bless you. And I really do hope you join me again next time as we kick off this FM 2023 save, this FM 2023 run here. And hopefully you guys are excited as I am. Thank you and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.